for you.
Baby, don't forget the floor is yours. Yeah, baby, I mean the floor is yours. If it come down to the floor is yours. Let me show you how I prove the floor is yours. 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 The floor is yours.
What's up, y'all? The floor is yours. It's here for another Sunday show. Y'all, I can't lie. I miss Debbie J singing the intro to me. I say that every time, but I be needing that in my soul. But we are back in the building for another amazing show. So we want y'all to tune in, do what you do. Make sure you are sharing the show. Make sure you talking to people and inviting them in. Make sure you have followed us on all platforms. I'm talking about Facebook. I'm talking about TikTok. I'm talking about Instagram, YouTube, everywhere. Y'all can connect to us. And we so amazing now. Y'all can talk to us no matter what platform you on. So get in on this conversation. Flex like, yes, I did the thing. I made it happen. Yes. So we are ready, y'all. We here with a great show. We got some great people on here. So we finna jump into it. As always, y'all get over here and talk to us. Make sure you share it, like I said, and we're gonna get going, okay? So I know we got some new faces in the building. We had a couple of new beautiful ladies with us the last go round. So we got them back. We got Miss Jackie Austin in the building. What's up, girl?
Oh, nothing much, girl. I am glad to be back. Let's get on this topic today.
Yes, we got Miss Keita King in the building, and Keita will get with us later on. But Keita is over there. Y'all make sure y'all follow the Southern Comfort podcast to tap in with Keita. We got myself, Miss Cookie, is in the building, and we got Flex, the producer. What's up, Flex?
You know me. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
You see, he cool. He like, I ain't got no excitement. We in this thing. And then we got a special guest with us, Mr. Cold Drink. What's up?
Man, peace and blessings to everybody that's tuning in tonight. I'm out of Baton Rouge, about to lay it down. Finna give them a piece of my mind on a man's perspective. Hopefully it's some good information, you heard me.
Come on now.
I hope you're bringing a little controversy, man. That last time.
I hope it's whatever. I'm just for the truth, you know. The truth.
Yes.
I said I feel like he's finna give us a run for our money just because he ended it with you heard.
Okay, you couldn't hear a sermon, honey.
Yes. So we are here, y'all. We finna get into this conversation. We are talking about important topics like we always are. Today we are talking about signs of an emotionally immature man. Okay. And men, don't feel beat up. We even went and got y'all another man to be on the show today, okay? So that it can be even. Yes, we ain't jumping on y'all all the way, and we're gonna talk about women next week. So women is not exempt. So don't feel like we beating up on y'all, but we want to have this conversation. We having this conversation now because we leading up to speed dating. So as y'all know, we are doing speed dating in Texarkana on July 15th. Y'all go sign up, get your tails registered for speed dating so we can get this thing going. But we want to lay the foundation prior to going into that event. You know, we want to have these conversations prior to going into that event, just so we can kind of put some stuff out on the table, because we know it's some struggles in the dating world. So we want to address them on the front side of it. So we're going to focus on men today, but we ain't gonna forget the women. Y'all still on the back of our mind, okay? So we're gonna start out our conversation. We got a video that Flex is gonna drop for us. So y'all sit back, listen. Take some notes or something so y'all can know what y'all want to talk to us about when we're done with the video. All right, Flex, let's go.
Ladies, let me give you 5 signs that the guy you're dating is emotionally immature. Number 1, he can't regulate his emotions. He goes from high highs to very low lows. It's either the best day of his life or the worst day of his life. Number 2, he has no impulse control. He says, does, and buy things without giving it a second thought. Number 3, he never goes too deep. You might be sitting right beside him but feel very lonely because you can never talk about things that actually matter. Number 4, he avoids accountability and always blames others for his problems. And number 5, he's often very defensive.
Sounds correct.
Yes, I was muted, but yes. So that is, I mean, them signs right there. We got the
Yes.
signs. We done laid the foundation. So now we're gonna talk about it, y'all. We're gonna jump into this conversation and we're gonna take off with it.
Yeah,
All right.
and what you said earlier was the main part is when you're dating, like a lot of people just jumping in and not really considering the emotional health of a person.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing
Mhm.
is, what we talked about in the text group earlier is you get in these relationships with these emotionally, and we're talking about the men. It's not a beat up on men day, but we're
Mhm.
talking about the men. And again, we'll get you ladies
Yeah.
next week. But the thing is, you get into these relationships with these emotionally
Unavailable.
controlling men.
Mhm.
They're dictating how you move, who you can hang with. They're damaging your relationships with your friends and your family. And what ends up happening is that that relationship is destined to end, right? So then when it ends,
Mm-hmm.
here you are left trying to rebuild your friendships and your relationships. So that's
Mhm.
just one of the reasons I want to bring up why it's important to ask the question, if you're emotionally mature and listen when they talk. So I want to talk about that, the whole controlling part. Why is it important to figure out if you're dating a man that's controlling?
And I think you said to ask the question. I think it's deeper than that because a lot of times a lying tongue can tell you anything. So asking that question, while it might get you, what they said or their answer might be like, I'm a little sketchy, but watch how they move, watch what they do, watch what those actions look like, watch how they make you feel. So I feel like it's a lot more. Like conversation is great, communication is a must, but you also got to watch some actions that's behind it because a true narcissist or a true person that's struggling with it, a lot of times they know what to say to make you feel good. That's how you get into these relationships. A lot of times is that velvet tongue made you feel good to get into where you was, and
Yeah.
now hey, here we are.
Yeah, that's important. And I guess to your point, you could say anything, but I think it's
Mm-hmm.
important to slow down too, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes people come in and they love bombing, They say men know what they want. And if they want you, they're gonna come after you. And it sounds good. If this dude coming after you, he dropping the gifts, he's taking you out to dinner, he's telling you all the right things, he's attentive, he's calling, he's checking on you, right? But then you find out 2 months later because you done went in, you this hopeless romantic lady, and you done went in and now he trapped you. And I want to see what Cold Drink got to say about that.
Yes.
Man, I can't really say nothing about trapping somebody because that ain't never wasn't my game.
Yeah.
Um, I'm a realist, so I'm gonna tell the truth in the beginning. Your lies don't get you nowhere. I heard
Mm-hmm.
her. She was like, a lot of people gonna lie, but you should be able to tell if a person lying when you around them. It's the way you move. A lying person, their eyes going, their face, and you should be able to tell a lie. He ain't gonna be able to be consistent with the lies. But I just believe in just telling the truth in the beginning. The type of person, like I could say, sometime I might catch a little fit. I think when you get in a relationship, you have more than just emotional conversations. All the conversations. Do you smoke? Do you drink? Do your mom and them have high blood pressure? You got diabetes in your family. You need to know everything, just not on the emotion. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm a person that's inquisitive. I want to know what I'm getting myself into. So I
Mm-hmm.
think everybody should ask those questions. So far as misleading them, I ain't that person to do that. So I can't talk about what I don't do.
Okay.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Can you hear us, Keita?
I can.
Yes. Tap you in. Psh, your turn.
Okay. So my thing is, in regard to that, and y'all, thank you for being patient. I'm tardy to the party, but nonetheless, like, okay, so if you're dating and you ask me all them questions, I'm just putting myself in a dating scene. Not that I am, but I'm just saying. If you ask me, okay, does your mom have high blood pressure? Like, I'm literally probably never gonna call again.
Well,
That's
That
just
ring you out from jump.
because I'm gonna be like, oh, we trying to get married. That's what we doing. We're not
Yeah.
dating. We trying to get married, Drake.
well, I say ask all the questions. If you're talking to, you don't want to be bored and just talk about going to the movies and going out to eat all the time. Let's have
Yeah.
some real deal Holyfield questions. Because we really live in a world that's full of sick people.
So is that a deal breaker for you?
A deal breaker for me, yeah, a deal breaker for me is how a woman eat. That's one of my deal breakers, because I look at it like this: if I'm the maintainer of the woman, I'm taking care of you, you sustaining me. What you give me is gonna either keep me here or take me away. So yeah, it's a cut. I'm cutting you just like you said you would cut me from asking them questions.
Yeah. And I'll go back to one of the words he mentioned. He said consistency. What are you consistent about? When you're trying to figure out the things, because you're right. People come in the beginning, they're giving you their representative a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
That fake representative.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and which is totally different from putting your best foot forward. I subscribe to that. You're gonna try to show you the best version of you, which is different from a lie and a
Really
representation.
fake, or is it just a resume? Because the resume will get you through the door, and then you got the cover letter that may get you even further, maybe closer to the interview. So is it really fake, or is it just the resume? What I'm choosing to show you.
That's true.
Mm.
But that's why I think it's incumbent to ask the question, and pay
Ask
attention.
about the credit score, all that. You want to know everything. You want to know, do you budget good money? Are you a spender? Are you a blower of the money? Because if we coming together, even if you talking about some dating, what if we get serious and you the person that blow all the money? Now we losing the house. I ain't know you was a compulsive gambler. Ask them questions, man.
Yeah. And
Straight
that's what we
up.
talked about, the
We,
spending. You
Yeah,
just
yeah.
talked
all
about
that.
in the
Man,
video.
I'm gonna ask all the
Mhm.
questions. Me, I,
And I think
I
But
ain't
that's
even trying
not
to
the
sleep
first
with
date,
nobody
though.
like that. You
right.
worry
I'll
about
say we had that conversation before about when was it appropriate to ask those questions. Like, maybe not a first date question, but yeah, when y'all seeing each other, I feel like when you getting monogamous and it's just us, we in this together type situation. Yeah, you definitely need to have those conversations because
Yeah.
you don't want it to pop up on the back end. I do want to go to some of these comments that we got over here. A Facebook user said we want actions over words. How do their actions align with the fruits of the spirit? And then somebody said, I once heard a therapist say that some people are able to lie so good that you don't always see it up front because they actually believe their own lies. That part right there, when you was talking about, you can tell because they looking around, baby. Some people don't lie so well. They some trained liars. And so they don't give off necessarily, not off the bat. And so if you are an honest person that's not used to looking for those lying clues, then sometimes you might miss those things because it's like acting. Like they done practiced this and they got it together to where that's their true story and that's what they believe because they've told it so much. So I do agree with that. I agree with some people lie so good they believe it, so it's their truth.
That's
So when
why.
you, my bad,
Go,
bro.
go
So
ahead,
when you
man.
find out it's a lie, you already know what to do. I mean, you not
Right.
if it's built off of lies, it ain't gonna last.
Mm-hmm.
Lies won't
Mm-mm.
last, and you not gonna want to be with a lying type anyway. So that relationship through, y'all just wasted time. That's all. The
Mm-hmm.
lies was just a waste of your time.
Yeah.
Yep. Somebody
I,
said
I
But
think discernment is key in that situation.
mhm.
Discernment is key in any situation. But I believe like you can sit here and somebody can look you in your eyes and call themselves looking through your soul. But I don't care, especially women, ladies. Now we have like they call it the intuition, female
mm-hmm.
intuition or whatever. It's blatant discernment. Even if it feel good in that moment, something about that ain't right. You gonna know it. You gonna know it. Now it's up to us to ignore it
Acknowledge.
if
Yeah.
we choose to. You know what I'm saying? Like you can ignore it, but it's like
But
we
I do think, Kita, I don't think that everybody was blessed with that gift because I feel like discernment is a gift that some people have. And I really do feel like, and it may not be that they weren't blessed with it, but because of the way that they was raised and the situations that they've been in and the way that they've been groomed, they legit do not have that spirit of discernment. I think that some people really get that gut feeling, and it's like, I can't explain it. I can't tell you why this don't feel right. I can't tell you why I feel this way about that. And they have a true blessing, like almost like a fruit of the spirit, as somebody said earlier, like a gift that God has blessed you with. Yes,
Mhm.
ma'am.
I just like to be respectful and raise my hand. I agree with you to a certain extent. I feel like everybody is blessed with that. When you choose to ignore it, it diminishes and goes away. But when
But
you
some
when
people,
you actually acknowledge it, it gets stronger, and you like you acknowledge it. Okay, I hear it, I see it, I feel it. Yep, I'm gonna go the other direction. I feel like it gets stronger and stronger, and I think it's on us to nourish it or starve it to death.
Right. But I think that some people as kids don't get that, because like with us, if you got loving, caring parents that allow you to explore those things and to grow in those ways and to flourish in those ways, I think that is completely different than a person that's raised in a situation to where they did not have the opportunity to grow in those ways and to learn to use those gifts. Because some people were so down and downtrodden in childhood that now that they adults, they don't have that in them.
Okay, I'm raising my finger. Now, before I got kicked off, I was going to say, I always ask the person, are you mentally healthy? Now, if you're not mentally healthy, you haven't tried to fix yourself, I don't want to date you. Number one. Number two, most people who do manipulate or not, or the person that's not emotionally ready, some of them are raised to be in survival mode. So they're going to do whatever it takes to be in survival mode, to use whoever they need to use, because that's what they are taught. They are taught to survive. They haven't been taught to how to love somebody or care for somebody, because they always looking out for themselves.
Yeah, that's true. And just to go back in too about the discernment piece, I'm on the mindset that what you said, Cookie, that we all have it. Now how we use it and develop it, it could be based off a number of circumstances. It may be I hear people use the term hopeless romantic, and that will make people overlook some obvious red flags because they want that relationship to work so bad, what they want in that relationship, what they want their relationship to be. They just put the blinders on. So I think that's part of it. Hey, real quick, the guests on here, if y'all have the show playing on the second device, mute that second device because we're getting a lot of feedback from something.
Yeah. And another thing I do, because my daughter, I even start teaching her early. If it doesn't feel right, you need to leave or you need to move around. If that person is giving you a bad vibe, move around. And I think more people need to teach that, because that feeling you do have is telling you something.
Yes. Definitely agree. All right, let's see what other comments we got over here that we need to hit. It says, if you've never been with a manipulative person, sometimes it takes going through to fully understand they've been manipulated.
That's true. That is true.
Everything was fine.
Keita, we hear you talking.
You can say everything was fine.
Everything was.
She over there having a whole conversation with herself.
Until she figured out he was no good.
Come in his own, right? Sometimes you don't know. That old saying that hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah.
If we had the 20/20 vision like that to see through every situation, there would be no issues. But that's why shows like this are important, so that we can learn those red flags. But I think again, you can try to observe all the red flags you want, study all you want, and that's not going to be a foolproof, meaning for you to say like, hey, I'm gonna keep all the BS and drama out my relationship, right? But sometimes, if we're honest, we find out, and because of the fear of embarrassment, we don't want to say that our relationship failed, or if I've invested so much in that relationship, I don't want to lose what I've invested, and end up, man, the cost is so great later on, man. You end up, mentally and sometimes financially, physically in the worst situation and predicament than you were before that relationship started.
Exactly. That's why you don't move too fast.
Yes, I'm gonna jump on the tail of what Coldrink said about asking the questions and stuff up front, and he talked about like asking if your mom and them got high blood pressure and stuff like that.
I just shooting out. That's 1,000. It's a lot of questions.
I say, but one of the things that I be wanting to know about is your relationship with your mama, because I feel like that's a red flag when you super disrespectful towards your mama. And like, you know, that's a super strained relationship and all this stuff is going on. And I've seen it multiple times with men that had like zero respect for their mama. Now, for some reason, they be having the utmost respect for their backwards built sisters, but that's a whole different show. But
Okay.
they have no respect at all for their mom. And so I feel like because you don't respect the woman that gave birth to you, and I know that it's some mamas out there that got Struggleville USA going on, that's done had drug use issues or alcohol issues or, you know, abandon their kids or whatever else. But I be feeling like this the lady that grew you in her body for however
Exactly.
many months. So if you don't at least put up a little bit respect for her, do you really respect other women that are around? And a lot of times I've seen those people that struggle in relationships with their mom not be able to treat their women right in relationships. And I feel like it's because you didn't get that foundation from where you were supposed to get it from. And so, like my mom, you know, I talk about my mama all the time. I can talk about my mama all day. My mama is amazing, you know, and I have so much respect for my mama. And I hope that my kids have the same respect for me because they've seen that sacrifice and that hard work. So when men don't get to see that and don't build that bond, I think that's a red flag.
It
Yeah.
is.
Especially with how you reacting to it now. I think that is a red flag. Even if your mom is somebody that you gotta say, Mama, you ain't right, you wasn't right, but and I love you, but I'm gonna let you go. That's still a level of respect, you know. So I
Exactly.
think that's the red flag too.
Yeah, that's
Their
good,
mama
Cookie.
passed away,
Mhm.
and that's one of your checks. What if they don't? What's another one you check?
Another question that I ask, well, it ain't
I
necessarily
lost my
asking
mom.
questions.
I'm just saying, I lost my mama, but I love my mama and respect my mama. But
Yes.
and you didn't get to see that.
Yeah,
But then you get to hear like the fact, like you just said now, I lost my mama, but I love my mama. You still talking about your mama, you esteeming her with the respect.
yeah,
It ain't necessarily that me seeing y'all interact, but how do you address your mama? What
Okay.
do you say about your mama? How do you talk about your mama? You know, those are things that I think are important.
yeah. That's a
It
good
is.
point because the thing about it is the symptom shows as disrespect for women. You know,
Mhm.
the disease, if you will, is the evil that or the hurt, the pain that's in your heart. And it shows out in a number of ways. And that's why we're talking about this emotionally immature. But that's a good one. How do you treat your mom and the other women in your life? And you can, I mean, it ain't for certain, but if you're disrespectful to those women that are the closest, when you begin to date, it's probably going to be reflected in that relationship as well.
Exactly.
Yes.
Keita, I know Keita got something to say.
Keita, can you hear us?
Okay.
She just staring. She's stuck again.
All
Yeah.
right, Gerard, let's take this comment while we waiting on
Okay.
Keita to unfreeze. Jackie, you want to take it?
Okay. Let me see if I can read this correctly. You can ask someone if they are mentally ready and they can say yes, but deep down they have unhealed trauma. And when you're empathy, you can get sucked into trying to heal them. That is true because I've done it. I'm not a fixer anymore, so I've learned that about myself. So I agree. By the time you realize that this isn't it and you get out, you're torn down mentally and emotionally. It's not impossible to recover, but you truly have to understand and learn your own personality type and learn from why you were drawn to such a person so that you don't have to keep repeating that pattern or repeated that pattern, but I repeat repeating. And I totally agree with that because I had to go to counseling to like figure me out. So that's what I say. Most of us need to be self aware about who we are first because if you don't know that part, then you can get sucked into anything. Like when I was younger, yes, I had plenty of manipulative, emotionally unstable men in my life because I didn't have myself yet, and it took me a while. And I wish parents and younger adults know that they can know that counseling is okay. It's okay to get counsel. So you can fix yourself like in your 20s, early 30s, so you don't have to wait until you're in your 40s to figure out who you are and try to figure out who this person is. You can see it once you fix yourself. To me, from my experience, I can look at you, I can talk to you for a couple of minutes, and I know that you're not the right person for me. And that's
Mm-hmm.
all based off of knowing who you are emotionally, physically, and fixing yourself before you jump into a relationship.
Yeah, I think
Definitely.
basically it lets you know what healthy looks like when you're working
Yeah,
on, growing yourself and maturing yourself, so you can more easily identify, what those
exactly.
hurdles are. But again, if we are so strong on gun ho on being in a relationship, right? I was listening to this video a couple weeks ago, and they talked about being single is not a death sentence, but it could be just a season. And if we look at it that way, it's not like, okay, I got to jump in to everything because I'm afraid of being by myself. I know it's important to have the healthiest version of myself before I go into a
Exactly.
relationship, because another thing that we see when you get that mindset is I'm going in it unhealthy, but I'm putting it on you to deal with my unhealthiness. You need to be more patient. You need to be stronger, my
Mm-hmm.
ride or die, and don't give up on me. And and they'll literally guilt you into
Mm-hmm.
tolerating whatever it is that they're struggling with. And you know, we hear a lot about women saying that they feel like they are nurturers and they'll buy into those relationships and think that they can love a person to health. And more times than not, that's not the truth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they go into what I see always talking about being somebody's medicine to those like emotional traumas and wounds that they have. But what you just said, Gerard, falls into what the guy in the video said about not having accountability. So it's like, all these things go on and I need you to be this for me and do this for me, but
Hmm.
nothing is ever their fault. Like it wasn't my fault that this thing happened or that I treated this way or I treated you this way or said this thing to you. It's still your fault. Men, I'm gonna throw this one to y'all. This next come in, and I want to hear from y'all because I know I've heard it. I'm a mom of boys, so I've heard that suck it up, stop crying. Hell, I probably
Uh-huh.
done said it. But it say a lot of men are not taught how to show emotion. It's always stop crying and be tough, so they can't show them a lot of displaced emotions. So as men, what y'all feel about that? Like, what's y'all stance on
Oh, good question.
And the cold drink, you want to take that one first?
Wasn't taught not to cry. I'm not emotionless. I'm a cry of a movie if it's sad. But I ain't scared to cry.
it?
You know what I'm saying? But I got
Hey.
problems with, and now this is the crazy part of when death come at funerals. I don't cry, but if somebody down a movie, I'm crying music, and I don't know what be going on. It's like I guess I'm kind of messed up on that, but I have to cry. But I see a lot of people try to be hard, but you need to let those
Hmm.
emotions out. You need to let it flow. So I just wasn't taught not to cry. How
Yeah,
you feel, man? Let it go. So
yeah,
um, a lot
yeah,
it got a lot of masculine, too much masculine energy, and don't have none of they time, so they don't want to cry. They feel like they're gonna be soft if they cry, but
yeah.
nah,
I
that's
think
all.
just to add what he said too. Sometimes it's taught indirectly. You might not be told don't cry or men don't cry, but we a lot of what we learn is by emulating what we see. And I
Hmm.
grew up around a lot of uncles, and outside of a funeral, I didn't see a uncle cry. But what did that teach me indirectly? Like that's how it is. You're supposed to be this tough.
Hmm.
Again, no one directly told me that you weren't supposed to, but just watching that, and then what society shows that you're supposed to be this hard man. And here's the thing: we should be able to show our emotions in a healthy way and
Mm-hmm.
regulate them. Because our emotions are here to protect us. I saw this one video that said if we didn't have emotions, we'll die. People say
Right.
I'm
Exactly.
not anything, which is a lie.
Mhm.
Fear lets me know not to go pet a tiger. I don't care how pretty
Okay.
it is, but so our emotions are there to protect us and, express how we're feeling. There are triggers that things that trigger our emotions, but it's up to us to process them, figure out what's triggering that emotion. What is that emotion? What's triggering that emotion? And what's the healthy way to display it? Not because of just me, how I feel, but how does it affect
Hmm.
those? properly as well.
Right.
And that's what the guy said about not being able to regulate their emotions. So as I was listening to y'all talk, I'm like, well, both of y'all said, well, Gerard, you said with your uncles, you didn't see them cry outside of funerals, but Coldrink said he's like, he's able to have those emotions and he never been told not to. But I'm like, if you didn't get a chance to go through the emotional spectrum, then you don't know how to regulate them because you don't even
At
know
all.
what they are when they come. So I think it's
Right.
something that's definitely practiced and worked on throughout the years. I agree.
Exactly.
Let's see. So we got
Tia,
another
you got something?
Can she
Listen,
hear us?
I
Yes.
don't know what I said that Gerard did not like, but he muted me and he deleted me. And he removed me.
You got kicked out the group.
That was an accident. I am so
I had
sorry.
to sit. I had to go to the other table. I had to go to the other table.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, that's
Yeah.
work. But anyways, carry on. Don't miss the beat. Let's go. Come on.
Can you hear us, Kitty?
Okay,
I
yeah.
hear you just
Yes,
fine.
she
You know I hear
is.
you.
Man,
Yeah.
listen, I apologize, and we welcome your voice. You have a beautiful voice, and something that we all want to hear. So we want to hear what you have to say, please. The
Hell,
floor
I
is
don't
yours.
know what y'all just got through saying. So I can't just jump in and just start talking. But like, no, I'm listening. I'll talk when it's time.
Okay. So I
Go
want to
ahead.
hit this comment right here, Cookie, if you don't
Yes,
mind. Appreciate you
that's where
tuning
I'm
in.
going.
Anthony said, "Is criticizing equal to degrading?"
That is exactly where I was going. Yes. So, Anthony, no, I don't feel like criticizing is equal to degrading. I feel like everybody needs to be criticized at some point or other. I feel like everybody should be open to criticism.
Okay.
I feel like that's constructive criticism, but it's how you bring it to me. Now, you're not going to belittle me and talk to me any kind of way, but I feel like we all need to be open to growth. I don't give a gum if you 102 years old. You should be willing to grow in some arena. We should be spending life growing because at the end of the day, if you're not growing, you dead. So we need to be spending every day growing. And I'm gonna tell you myself what I have said over and over and over again. I surround myself with women that are on all different levels, and I love some of my sisters that are way further in life than me that can tell me some things and teach me some things and show me some things. And if I'm doing something wrong or something could be done better, tell me that. If Keita call
Exactly.
me, be like, she done call me. Now, sis, I love you. But I'm like, what I do now? Like, tell me, what it is. Even
Exactly.
when I found out about them flyers, when somebody called me about that, that is exactly how they call me. Now, listen, y'all know I love y'all, but this, that, and the other, like, it's the delivery of it. Now you ain't gonna talk crazy to me because my mouth a little fly. So now I gotta
Okay.
talk back to you. I ain't even hearing the message that you gave me because of the way that you brought it to me. But now degrading is a completely different situation
Exactly.
than criticizing.
And I feel like if you are a person who's open to growth, you got to understand and realize sometimes that don't come packaged in with a bow. Sometimes it's packaged in sandpaper. It ain't gonna feel good. You know what I'm
Mm-mm.
saying? But like she said, like it's the delivery. And if I could, you know what, you can even deliver it to me and it could be raw and uncut because I can deal with it if I know that I know that I know you got my best interest at heart. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Constructive criticism. Yeah, like if I know, like, oh, okay. If she come to me, Jackie, she don't always package it in the greatest packaging. Let me
At
just say
all.
that.
At
Right.
all.
But
Raw and
she
uncut.
she will come to me and she'll say, X, Y, and Z. One thing about Jackie I know is Jackie, it's Sunday. Can I cuss Gerard? I can't cuss, can I?
Yes.
Say one cuss word. Say one cuss word.
One thing I know and two things for sure, Jackie fucks with me. So with that being
All the way
said,
around.
like I can understand when she come to me, I can receive it. I can receive it. Same thing with Andrea. I know that like a Coach Cookie, like I know if she says something to me, it's coming from a good place. It's coming from a genuine place. It ain't coming with no malicious intent.
And I
Exactly.
think that's
That's
the
my only
difference.
code word. I promise.
But I think degrading is completely different than that. Like I feel
Just
like
like, yeah.
degrading is belittling a person and beating them down. And somebody said over here, right there, yes, learning how to self-regulate is important. Getting angry at someone is okay, but beating them down and yelling and criticizing them is totally different. It's not okay. So in that sense, like I agree, Mia, and I put degrading them in there instead of criticizing them, because it's okay to criticize, but that degrading is a whole different thing. Mia even said sometimes it can be the right message at the wrong time. It's a balance.
I love that one right there. And that's the thing about you look at the purpose of what you're doing and the spirit behind it. Again, you can tell people the truth, boy, are you leaving behind dead bodies? You know, and if you're not doing it in the spirit of love, what are you really doing it for other than for self-gratification, right? Exactly. And that's what I want to always keep in mind. It's important to have people around you to talk to you, you know, about how to better yourself if they see you and they need to check you on something. But again, if you I'm not discounting what Keita said, because sometimes people again say something and I want to always examine, is there an element of truth to it or could it be? But at the same time, if you're coming at me sideways, intentionally trying to hurt and sting, like, yeah, that conversation probably gonna go well.
The worst thing we can ever do is grade our own paper. Like that is, it's the easiest thing to do, but it's the worst thing we could do. Is I think I got some feedback. I'm sorry. Maybe try.
That wasn't you. You good? It's not you.
All right. The worst thing we could do, I feel like, whether it's relationship period, whether it's friendship, booship, dateship, husbandship, fiance,
situationship,
situationship, exactly. Like the worst thing you can do is grade your own paper in that type of situation, or in a situation dealing with other people. Period, because we don't all have it all right. We don't. We don't. But you have to be open to the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like the good things that come your way that have no malicious intent behind them.
Exactly. Well, here's
Let me
one thing
say
for
this
me.
real quick, since he's on here because of me. Cold drink. I'm sorry. He goes live at 8. So are you gonna share this live, or you gonna go live on your own?
They ain't reached the mark.
Oh, well, there we go. All right, carry on.
Okay,
go,
cool.
Jackie.
All right, I have one thing. Okay, I know when Keita brought me up as in saying, I don't pull no punches. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. But when I do come from that place, I'm coming from that place of, because I care about you. Now, if you in my circle, you already know it's gonna be now friend. When I start with now friend, that means we're gonna have a deep conversation. So I know women do that, but Cold Drink, I'm gonna let you answer this. Do men check each other emotionally? Like, do y'all, because we do it, women do it. Because I'd be like, now, girl, you know, you kind of you wrong, friend. Do y'all do that?
Yeah, your real friends will tell you the truth, and you know, still sharp as steel, iron sharp and iron. So each other, I got corrected the other day, and I ain't take it to offense. It is what it is, you know. About, like she said, it's about growing. You don't want to stay the same. You want to grow and grow and grow. You know. So yeah, we have those conversations, and if that's on him, but we'll tell you what's up now.
Okay, what I want to know is what does that conversation sound like for men?
Oh, that's a good question.
It just depends on.
Give us an example, because I want to know. Because I was like, do men really check each other?
Yeah, we're right quick, right fast. I mean, it's checking in the name of love, though. You know, it ain't about to get to be fighting. It's like, man, you got to check yourself. So say this, my little brother, you're the thing, and you didn't got drunk. Man, you know better than getting drunk at with you, man. You tripping. So yeah, we gonna check each other. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, my bad. Either you gonna do that or be like, hey man, don't tell me nothing. But you ain't gonna tell me that. You gonna do it like that because you messing up business deals. Or we just ain't gonna be friends.
See, that's what Gerard, get out my head.
Okay.
That's what I'll say. I'm waiting. I'm sitting here waiting on my turn. Cold Drink, you right. You are absolutely right. But I think that's coming from a place of an emotionally mature man. I think that with
Know what you're
emotionally
dealing with.
immature men, I don't think they had them conversations. And I say that because I sat back and I watched it. They surround themselves with people that co-sign they bullshit. Quite frankly,
Pretty
they
much.
sit around
Okay.
and it's like no matter what they do, they telling them they right. No, you out here looking stupid. You out here doing stupid stuff. You out here you being stupid. And I really feel like even they family sometimes they done grew up with them doing this bullshit forever. So now they're allowing them to continue to do bullshit.
Exactly.
No, you need to surround yourself with some grown men that got some sense that will tell you that you dead wrong in the things that y'all are doing. Like,
In
so
the
Exactly.
I think
industry, I
that
don't
makes
think men have that, and I'm not. Kodrake can speak to this better than I can because he's a man. But like in the industry, you don't see. Not to say that it doesn't happen, but in like for instance, if let's just take it back to the subject at hand, which is the dating, the speed dating event, right? So
Mm-hmm.
let's just say we had some people there who are from or in the industry, and maybe they interested in dating somebody who's outside of the industry. At the end of the day,
Exactly.
if you choose to date them, then you just got to know they are surrounded for the most part by yes men, and there are very few. Now, Cold Drink, you could be the exception, but there are very few who gonna be like, no, like
you wrong, dead wrong.
it's just because it's a way of life. It's a
Mm-hmm.
way of life. So if at the end of the day, if at this event you do have some industry people there, then that has to be understood by
Exactly.
anybody who matches up with them and who's other. You got to decide: is this something you really want to deal with? Because at the end of the day, it is a way of life. It's a way of
Mhm.
life.
All right, y'all. Gerard is putting a pin in us. He said, go to the commercial break right now. So we going to the commercial break, y'all. We're going to tune into that, and then we're going to come back and have just a little bit more conversation and wrap it up. But we can talk about this stuff all day. But go on and play the
Exactly.
commercial. No.
Play the commercial.
Your success ain't gonna happen overnight. It may take a year, it may take 2 years, it may even take 10 years. For some people, it might take even longer than that. But one thing I do know, as long as you keep fighting and staying consistent, you will make it. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, are you gonna make it?
Creed. Step in that water, step in that water, step in that water. Yeah. You gotta be willing to go out and get it. You gotta dive in it, go and get it. Step in that water, step in that water, step in that water. Yeah.
All right. So if y'all are in the DFW area, go see Miracle. He got your haircuts, he got your t-shirts, he got your everything you need. If you need some shirts for the family reunion, go see him. He'll get all that stuff ready for you. All right, y'all. So we're gonna keep moving. Keita said she got us on this next topic. So where we at? Where we
Okay.
at?
All right, here we go. Like to hear, here it go. Um, habitual liars. Now I talked about the whole discernment piece or whatever. I just feel like that's
Mm-hmm.
key, and it depends on you whether you nurture it or whether you starve it to death. At the end of the day, they ain't gonna go nowhere. Okay, so if you are a dating woman or man, and let's just say you don't even know, you ain't never heard the word discernment, can't spell it. How do you what are some things that you can recognize in regard to that habitual liar? When I say habitual liar, I'm meaning the one who says that they have four box trucks and they drive for whomever and they got CDLs, but they live with their mama. And every time you inquire about that, you like, now wait a minute, make it make sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Make it make sense. And but they got another lie to cover that lie, and it's always a better one. It's always a better
Exactly.
one. So in that regard, as a woman, ladies, um, I would love to say that we fall for that when we are not very well versed, maybe not very well traveled, maybe we hadn't dated a whole
Mm-hmm.
lot or whatever. But that's not true. That is not true at all. Smart women fall for that. Educated, degreed
They
women
do.
fall for that. It doesn't matter. Um, in that regard, how long do you think it should take a mature woman to peep game? I'm just gonna put it out there like that. How long do you think it should take for us to figure out like that's not okay? Because at a certain point in time, if we don't figure it out, then hell, we need to go to therapy. Jackie says, like it ain't
Here's the
even them no
thing.
more. It's us.
Here's the thing, Keita, because I've been lied to on the dating scene. We're gonna start in my teenage years or whatever. So I investigate you. I don't care what you say to me. You're getting investigated by me. I'm sorry, and I'm not sorry. I'm gonna investigate you because I'm gonna make sure what you're saying is true. And I know that may be extreme, but I just don't have time for people to waste my time anymore with the lies. And I don't have time for that because you're wasting my time, and I just don't want to hear it. So I'm gonna investigate you. I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm the wild card. I do things unconventional sometimes, and yeah, you get investigated by me.
So
And I
would
know
you investigate somebody like just a random that you just decided to go have a drink with or go to
no,
dinner with, or
no,
would
it's
you
somebody I
investigate at the
feel
point
like,
of like,
oh,
okay, investigate like, okay, I like him. Let me see what he about. Cause that's a
that's
waste of
it.
energy, sis. If you
No,
ain't
it's
like,
not.
if you not really, I
If
told
I'm
you what I
feeling
ain't
if
gonna cuss
I'm
no more. But if
feeling
you're not
you,
really dealing with him like that, why? Why?
I was just saying if I am feeling you and it's a couple of things not adding up, yeah, I'm gonna have to check the resources,
Okay,
honey.
I
I'm gonna
got
have
you.
to
Yeah,
check you.
I got
And
you.
then when you check the resources, what happened next?
Oh, I'm telling what I did. I'm gonna be upfront with you. I'm not gonna hide nothing from you. I'm gonna like, look here, and I've done this before. So yeah, I'm gonna tell you what I did, and you don't have to lie to me because I always say in the beginning, if you don't want me or you feel like you gotta lie to me, I'm not the person you have to lie to. You don't ever have to feel like you gotta lie to me because I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
it 100, and I want you to keep it 100. And if you
Okay,
can't,
okay, okay. Hold on.
okay, I'm gonna pause.
So since this is my topic and I've been going
Okay,
off the show for half the show, fellas, listen, if somebody come to you and say that, is that a deal breaker? Do you run the other direction or are you like, okay, I respect that?
I'm gonna let Gerard go.
No, 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 no.
answer it.
Go ahead,
Answer it.
Gerard.
You can't ask a question.
I mean, I call that
This
kind of
is
cool.
not phone a friend off the game shows. Wait a minute.
You ain't get call my phone one time. No. We're sorry. I'm trying to tell you, that's
Yeah.
me. You getting blocked.
Shay said that's
You,
too
that's
much. If you have
that's
the
way
research, you need to
too
move
much. That's
on.
too much for me. You don't believe me? We
Is it?
don't need to be talking this much.
Says the person who's like, well, what do you eat? Are you gonna eat healthy or you're not gonna
I
eat
knew
healthy?
you was about to say that.
Hey, but I was asking the question, so that'll be something that's a deal breaking question. You internet and
Well,
called it, and yeah,
she's
that's a no.
asking the
That's a hell
questions
no.
Oh,
too. It's just in a different manner.
No,
She's
yeah.
but she
So
asking the
my
coming.
thing
questions.
is,
You say she coming to look and doing all that extra stuff, man. That's too
so
much
you
for
don't
Hey,
me.
do that.
I'll say
You,
this.
No, I
Coach
can't
James,
control
you
what
don't do
another
that.
person do. At the end of the day, I can just be me.
You
What
gonna
what
want to know
if
something
I'm in a
about that
woman and
person
my
to make
woman?
sure everything line up. I'm
No,
Let
sorry. I'm
me
gonna
I'm
make
just
sure
saying if I'm
everything
in a
lines up.
relationship,
That's just me.
and I mean even if okay, just say you find it and everything did line up, but he got something else. You didn't went try to find that, and he got something a whole nother little secret. I mean, I I just think that's a little far. I
I
ain't going to look behind
yeah.
searching behind nobody
Not,
after that. If
okay, Keita.
they tell me this,
Wait, Gerard first, then
go
Okay,
Keita.
ahead,
right.
Gerard.
Yeah. So I'm just offer a different perspective, right? And in
Mm-hmm.
our community where there's so much trauma and these relationships are really setting people back, not just a few days or weeks or months. It's like it's
Years.
costing people their sanity, it's costing people a fortune. I mean, just name it. It can happen. So man, our information is so public. You can go to Google and type in Gerard Ware, and you're gonna find out a lot of information on me. You go to Facebook, type in my name, you're gonna find out a lot about me. So I'm looking at it from this standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
If it's you doing it just your due diligence to ensure that what I say is somewhat lining up with what's out there. Now, I'm not talking about people going out there doing criminal background checks.
Oh no, I ain't talking about that either.
Credit and things like that. I don't see that there's necessarily anything wrong, and I'm almost questioning you now. Like, hey, I'm gonna be honest. If someone's introduced somebody to me, I'm going to social media to see what I can find out on them first and foremost. And I don't think that there's anything necessarily wrong with that. Again, and I'm gonna look at people that don't do it. Like, why wouldn't you? You
Exactly.
know, that's just how I look at it.
So we can be clear, and I want to be clear. This was the question that I was given to narrate. So Joelle, are you agreeing with her or are you not?
I'm adding context.
We agreeing. We agreeing.
Okay.
Gerard gonna straddle the fence. He ain't gonna give you a yes.
There's not always a yes or no, right or wrong, good or bad. I think that there's sometimes is some, a lot of color in between that you need to consider.
So can I just bring it back to dating? Can I just bring it back to dating?
Okay, we're gonna bring it back to dating. I am dating you. When I date you, yeah. But here's the thing: when you get involved with somebody and it goes from dating to we're a couple. I have too much to lose. So yeah, I'm gonna do a little background because I want to make sure that what I work for, you ain't coming to tear down. That's just me.
And I understand that, and you're right, and I respect that. I just want to bring everything back to the fact that we are literally just we're dating. I may or may not like it. Listen, at the end of the day, I ain't even got to call you back tomorrow. I'm on that. So, but if you like them, and it seems like it's progressive and it's moving forward, do what you need to do. Do your due diligence, sis. Like, by all means, because I agree with you, and you definitely don't want to get involved with somebody who, to take it back to Ebony K, who really is okay with being the bus driver. Has no, or better yet, can't own the company. Maybe they have a bankruptcy or a felony or whatever the case may be. But in your mind, you're moving forward. I get that. I get it. But we just dating at this point. We don't have a few lunches. I don't even know if your mama has high blood pressure or I have high blood, or you have high blood pressure. I wouldn't think that you would need to know what your bank account looked like or whatever. What I do need to know is if you lie, if you telling her bit like lie on top of lie on top of lie, then that for me, I would say in a dating game would be a deal breaker. If it's not adding up, that would be a deal breaker.
I agree with that, Keita, too. Just adding that to the habitual liar, because when you think about why does a person need to lie habitually, like constantly, and it's usually to inflate, what they got going on or to cover some insecurities or some other form of immaturity. So. Yeah,
you putting that too nicely. No, you want to get to the root of it. Yeah. Let's just talk. Some people lie because ain't no taxes on that shit and it's free. Let's just be honest. Yeah. Let's just be honest. That happens. Now there are people who do lie because of that, to kind of camouflage or to cushion a situation they in. I get it, and we may have all been guilty to it. But I'm talking about the people who just you just go create a narrative.
Lie to lie. Yeah. And I'm saying there's people out there that lie because they ain't been caught in a lie, and it's worked for them for this long. So let me just keep lying because I'm getting what I want from lying. So they just continue to do it. Definitely agree.
And lying is misrepresenting who you are too. So it's not just
you can wordsmith it how you want to, Jerome.
Emotionally, women don't give a care about that.
Yeah.
If you are a truly emotionally immature man, you ain't cared about what it was.
But I think it's important for the women to understand the why sometimes, because they can overlook it because it might just be a small lie, or he was just
somebody mute his mic. Who can anybody mute his mic?
Hey, let me explain.
Mute his mic.
Let me explain why I said it.
Wait. So this Facebook user said omitting the truth is a lie. And so I have dealt with a person like this before, that it wasn't that they just told you a bold-faced lie. That's what we've been talking about. It's just flat out lying to somebody about something. But I've dealt with a person that if you ask them a question, they ask you a question, or they jump off to another topic, or they be like, why are you asking me that? And then you go down another rabbit trail so that you never get that direct answer from them. And I am I can be a handful. So I'm finna we can answer these questions you got, but I'm finna come right back around to it because our original question was A, B, C, or D. So let's address this. And sometimes that omission then leads to them how we talked about the man said they become defensive because now they pissed off and you did something to them by asking them a question. So now we finna start an argument so I can get mad and hang up on your ass, and I still didn't answer the question.
Girl.
So question, and I'm not switching sides. I'm not teaming up with it's. I just want to know because if you ask me, um, if I tell you, hey, I've got to go to the store at 12 o'clock today, and you ask me, did you make it to the store? And I say yes, but I actually made it at 7. Technically, I didn't lie. So I'm gonna pull a draw. I'm not really on the fence on that. It's just like I do like agree that like really really necessary like vital information. If you leave that out, I cut my leg off. How'd you get your leg off? Because of X, Y, and Z, but you didn't actually tell what really, really, really happened, or you omitted the truth. Okay, that's vital. But if I don't just voluntarily tell you, and we dating, that's not your business. If
But
I
I
tell
feel like
you,
it's the
okay,
Well,
today
if
I
you dating.
decided to go outside and look at the moon. That's why I didn't get your voicemail or whatever the case may be. I ain't gotta tell you what time I did that. If we
But
just
I feel
dating.
like it's the
Yeah, because we
intention
just dating.
behind it. I feel like it's the
Okay.
intention. If I'm
Okay.
telling you, if I told you I was going to the store at 12 because I'm trying to go over to little Susie house at 12, so I really went to the store at 7 so I can be the little Susie by 12. That's where it comes in there. I think that has a lot to do with it. It ain't because if I just did it, really with me, if you ask me, did you go to the store, girl? Yeah, I went there at 7 because I ended up getting up early. I ain't gonna think twice about telling you the full story because I had no ill will behind it.
No reason to lie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like to just
All right.
Facebook you said the word salad, honey. If you do the word salad on me, I'm gone. I cannot do it because then I
Wait,
know
what
you
was
covering
that?
up and I
What
know
is
you're
that?
lying. The Facebook user put on here word salad to try to confuse you, and
Okay,
I
hold on, Kodrake. So in a situation like this, what would Lion Larry have to say? Because we
Oh,
talking about
Lionel.
lying right now, and so if Lion Larry was on the line right now, what would Lion Larry have to say in this situation? Your mic is muted.
My
We can't
bad.
hear you.
My
Okay.
bad. My bad. I don't even know what line Larry would come up with because he lied. Man, just I ain't with all that lying stuff. So I just people really be lying and getting away with it, and people letting them fool you because their intention is to fool you so you can look at them in a different light. The line for I'm trying to make myself better than what I really you my true me. So I tell you some lies. I might lie to you about I got well I'm about to hit a lick or something. Dudes just lie to a woman to just I don't know, just to, I guess get a little closer to you. They don't want to live in their truth. Mom, why would I tell you I stay with my mommy? I know you ain't gonna want to mess with me in my boy house. So he got to keep up with the lie. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I just want to know what Lion Larry would say because I feel like he would be really, really good for this segment, especially
No, I
being that
would.
we're talking about.
I could have called him and told him to say something. He would have lied
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I saw that video with Lion Larry when he had me tickled, boy. That boy.
Man,
What I
told me,
tell you, Gerard, it take me out every
Yeah.
time, every
Yeah.
time, every
Hey, I want
time.
to hit this comment right here. Shay, from her standpoint, she said that's the issue with women, in my opinion. She said men do not reveal too much too soon. Women talk too much too fast. So, of course, it's not a one size fit all. Women or men, but sometimes women can be a little more forthcoming with their information, details, what they got going on, in men sometimes too. Out of trying to impress, but they exaggerate. And what we talked about earlier, just a lot of habitual lying involved in there.
But if
Okay.
if you're dating, like I feel like you got to be healthy to date. I really do. I
Yeah.
really do. Like because if you lying at a dating stage, why? Why? You have no
Emotionally.
ties, you have no children, you have no assets, you have no legally binding contracts.
Well,
Why?
he
They're
might
trying to trap
have
you.
a motive. His motive might be the end
Uh-huh.
game, but it might just want to get your booty one time and go on about his business. He lying.
Mm-hmm.
He got it. Why he lying? That's
Mm.
why he lying
Mm-hmm.
to get the
Yes,
So
pie.
yes,
he's
yes.
fresh. That's what you
And
call
he could
fresh,
be,
right?
We living in a
yeah.
time of carnal minded men. I mean, at the end of
Yeah.
the day, you want to be technical. Ain't
And
nobody really trying to get married no more because people divorcing. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing about a relationship, if God ain't at the head of it, it don't matter if you go look on the internet, if he lying, or she a cheater, whatever. If y'all bring up the source of all creation to the table, then you gonna see
True.
who gonna buck.
So
Can
if you were to,
can
if you were,
can a
which I
woman
know you're not,
deal with it? Huh?
if you were, which I know you're not, going to be, let's say you were part of the dating event, the
he dating.
speed dating event. If you were, so if you were to come face to face, cross the table with a lady, you're clearly a believer. I know that about you, for sure, for sure. And then you got someone over here who is Muslim or uh,
Atheist.
ooh, gotta believe in something.
That's a
That's,
But
belief.
girl, that
that's a
hurt my
There
soul.
are
But so coach, so Drake, so you would just be like, bypass these 15 seconds need to hurry up and bypass or go by. You wouldn't even entertain them.
No, I wouldn't say I wouldn't entertain that. I'm just gonna be trying to see what people be about in their mind, what they be going through. So I'm not. It ain't that I'm gonna entertain them and be but I listen to what you got to say. I'm not just gonna shun you because your religious background. I look as we got 1,000
brain
different ones.
period.
So
mm-hmm.
why what I'm gonna shoot you that I might need. So no, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna just shun you because of that. So that is it's your character at the end of the day. It ain't about your religion, your character. How are you as a person? And
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna tell me what was up. I mean, you could be uh you could be not a liar, but you could be nasty, trifling. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of stuff, man. I'm gonna shun them just because they say they Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hindu. I'm still
Mm-hmm.
talk to you. I mean,
Can
I
I
wasn't built
can I
like
respond to
that.
the comment of Anthony? You
Anthony,
know,
right?
you are exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, people are people,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't matter. You can I'm not a religious person, so I can't speak to religion and what do you call it, denominations and all that or whatever. I don't care, to each his own. I think there's more than
Right.
one way to be right or be good, or whatever. So yeah, there may be atheist people who are very, very moral people. My grandfather, step grandfather, he's an atheist, great guy. um he had morals, probably maybe some more than religious people. So I think that's what he was saying. Like, you wouldn't just necessarily count somebody out for that, because at the end of the day, they people too. And just because they may not believe the same or whatever, it doesn't mean that they have, like, morally they're corrupt. It doesn't mean that their character is out of tact or whatever. So to your point, I agree with you, but I don't think that he was saying that, um, or I was saying, because I'm the one who was like, whoo. Um, yeah,
I say, because
yeah,
baby, I done met
that's
some
not what we're
people
saying.
sitting on the front row at the church that was not right by no
At
means.
all.
Ain't
No,
right. I'm trying. That don't
got on your
mean
Sunday
nothing.
best with your nice hats and nice stockings,
And
and you
just as
ain't right.
ugly
Straight
and
up.
dark on the
Okay.
inside. Just
Yes, yes,
ugly
yes.
and
I
dark.
definitely
Gold is
don't think
dirty.
that makes a difference.
The front seat is the pulpit. Sure.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me? You done stepped on some toes on a Sunday. You
Okay.
finna get kicked off of we finna get kicked off all the platform.
Okay.
We finna get put out.
I hope
But
not.
I go back and hit one thing though, and then we gonna wrap it up. When Shay had said that the issue with women are talking too much, and somebody else said that they agree with Shay revealing it.
Yeah.
Women reveal way too much. Baby, men can too. And I'm gonna tell you something. When you was talking about looking on their social media, I have met some guys, and I'm like, why is you posting all that on the book? That has made me look at them different. Like, I don't feel like all your business should be out here. The book is play. The book should not. I should not be able to know how much you make every single pay period. I should not be able to know where your mama and them live. I should not be able to know who all your baby mamas is. Like, I should not be able to know that from glancing at your page for 5 minutes. So it's these emotionally immature men. I feel like
the root of that is attention.
Yeah, that's for clout. Doing it for clout.
Like, why? Why does that even belong here? Why?
And so I say that's a no for me. How everybody has said, like, you see this, you say this, and it's a no. That can be a no for me. Like, looking at your social media, I'm like, oh baby, I don't want to be tied to that at all. Anthony said, ouch, I'm guilty because
I put too much on the internet, honey.
Don't be posting your tax returns on it. Don't be telling me that you got
car and all that. That's none of my business.
Don't be putting that on the book for the world to see. But I don't know. So I feel like it can go both ways. It can be men and women. It might be women more often than it is men, but don't think that men don't do it too.
They do.
Question, because I came in late and we definitely got a wrap or whatever. But like, did we talk about that whole baby boy syndrome? Did y'all ever talk? Did y'all touch bases on that? Because I wasn't here.
No. We didn't say it out loud.
Huh?
No.
Go ahead. We didn't say it out loud.
Oh, well, I mean, here's the thing. We talking about like emotionally immature men, spiritually immature men, mentally immature men, like just immature men, period. And one of the things that we said, or at least I had told you guys, is that whole baby boy syndrome. Real quick, in 30 seconds, let's wrap it up. Like, we have to realize when we are raising sons that we're raising somebody's husband or somebody's caregiver, somebody's protector, somebody's, you know what I'm saying? And so when the immature man sometimes fall into that category of, I just call it the baby boy syndrome, where like, you want me to treat you like your mama.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Like, because your mom deals with she deals with certain issues, certain emotions, and she coddles and so on and so forth. I may absolutely do the same thing, but on a totally different level. If I'm not going to deal with you with tantrums.
Yeah.
And fits. And because you don't know how to deal with your feelings or deal with your emotions or process them. Yeah. So you lash out. And it's like, no, I'm not your mama. I don't have to do that. I'm not going to spank you and make you go stand in the corner because you got mad at me. No, I just don't want to deal with it.
And I'll just add on that too.
Go
ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
No, go ahead. I'm done.
I was just going to add to that. You know, sometimes it's a mom that's there that didn't provide that care, and a man sometimes will get in a relationship with a wife, but he's really wanting her to act like what you're saying, the mom. You know, so it's not always the absent mom. Just adding context to what you said, it's not always the absent mother. It could be a mother that's there that just didn't provide that, you know, nurturing mother-child relationship. And I've seen it where a man to get in a relationship and they literally are looking for a mother figure.
And it's unfortunate, and I hate it. I really, really do. But that's an immature man.
Absolutely.
It is.
That's an emotionally immature man. At some point in time, he stopped growing emotionally. And I hate that. And I guess if that's something somebody want to deal with it, you know, I guess so. But like, I don't feel like that should be unresolved before you come to the dating game. I'll say that. That was it. That's it. That's all.
That was
All
good.
right, y'all. I feel like we had a great conversation and we can go on
Yes.
forever because, baby, this is some
Yes.
good dialogue and I love it. But we're gonna wrap it up, y'all. Again, we're talking about these things because we're coming up to this speed dating event in Texarkana, July the 15th. We will be at 84 Bar and Grill. So y'all get y'all tickets. If y'all go to any of our pages, you can go to Flex page, my page, Jackie page, and you can find the information to get signed up. I think it's pinned at the top of my page, the link to get registered for speed dating. Because I tell y'all in the Texarkana community, it's like, where do I go to find somebody to date? This is where
Exactly.
you go. Oh shit, I just answered the question for you. Come see us and come to speed dating. So we will be hosting the event. So you know it's gonna be a fly event. It is gonna be brunch there. So we finna eat. We might have a little drinky drink for y'all to turn up
We
on.
will. We will.
Y'all to wear y'all good clothes. Don't be coming here looking any kind of way, okay? So the theme is Derby Days. Go look up some Derby pictures, y'all. I want y'all to be cute and fly with the big hats. Yes. So you can be ready for the pictures and look good in this thing, okay? So there's the information about our Derby Days brunch. Again, I know Texarkana, we are the world's worst. We're waiting to the last minute to get registered to do things. But y'all, come on, get registered now. Get your tickets. Remember, you need to register to be a dater, and you need to buy your tickets to get in because your tickets are going to include your brunch, include your drinks. It's going to include those things for you. So get your tickets and come on in here. Y'all can scan the QR code now. If you can't get it now, again, go to our page. Go to the Floor is Yours page and you can get this information. So we getting y'all ready and set for this event, okay? So come on out. Let's do it. Let's turn up. Let's have some fun. It's gonna be a good time. All right. So we
And I'm
gonna
excited about hosting.
yeah,
That's right.
I just wanted to make it clear. I'll
yeah,
host it.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope.
absolutely.
That's gonna be dope.
I
Yeah.
won't be
Yes.
in the lineup, but I'm hosting for sure,
I
for
know.
sure. It's
Hosting.
gonna be
I
Honey.
know.
fun. So last time I put in the parking lot a comment from our friend, and we never did get to it because of
Yeah.
technical difficulties. But when we come back, Anthony Kreiner,
Crying.
I think it's your cousin.
Mhm.
We need to put that in the parking lot, and we come back. We need to talk about what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
we can
yes,
wrap it up
that's a
tonight.
good
But
one.
like,
That is a good one. Yes. So
yeah,
Anthony, we will hit that next show. So that means you got to tune in and bring some folks in to listen to next show so they can
Okay.
we can talk about it. But I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna start with parting thoughts, y'all, and we're gonna wrap this thing up. Cold Drink, I'm gonna come to you first. You the new face on the crew. What parting thoughts do you have for us, if any?
We as men, we gotta tighten up, admit our faults, fix vices, and see where we need help at. Seek that help. We can be the men that God created us to be, because we slacking right now. Better because the queens out here hurting for good men at the end of the
Yes.
day.
Okay.
That's all I really gotta say, man. I hope in the future that we as men come back and be the kings and the gods that we supposed to be. And as men gotta sharpen the ones that ain't sharp. And if they don't want to listen, press on until we can find the ones that want. That's the only way we're gonna get it though. Each one teach one.
Yes.
That's all I
Yes.
got
We
I
to
need
love
say.
you, Coach
it.
Drink, to come host the class. Just come on to teach a whole
Okay. Put them
Golly.
on the
Yes.
panel.
Yes, yes, yes. Jackie, what you got for us?
Oh, for me, I always go with that emotional readiness. So if you are not, please don't interrupt anybody's life if you are not ready. I hate that. So that's my little one saying, I'm always going for the get your counseling, fix yourself, then go date.
Yes. Don't be coming over here disturbing my peace. Yes.
Exactly.
Keita, what you got for us?
well, just to piggyback on what she said, I don't feel like it's 50% and then 50% and you come together and it's like
Mm-mm.
100%. No, be whole.
Yeah.
100%, 100% come together. Doesn't mean you're gonna be perfect, but like, do your if you're serious about being in a relationship with somebody or having a future with somebody, do your due diligence. Work on you. Figure out what happened maybe in your childhood or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, what our friends say, Cookie, What she say?
Oh, date all the
She just date
boys.
all the boys. Date all the boys.
Yes,
No,
yes,
I'm
yes.
joking. So,
Absolutely.
I'm joking, but like no, like you know. But at the end of the day, like you ain't gotta get married tomorrow. Figure it out.
Yes,
Figure it out. Find your
agreed.
person, even if you ain't gonna marry him. Find your person to do your life with. That's it.
Okay.
Agreed. Flex, what you got for us?
Yeah, just real quick. Me and Cole Drink, we kind of kindred spirits, you know, in our thinking. And our reason why I say that is because I believe it starts with the men. You know, we're a society, and you know, when I made the post, I put on there that some men think it's manly to degrade women, to bad mouth them and point out all their flaws. A lot of times when you see men that's behaving that way, that their shortcomings are out there and they're trying to hide it. So it's not manly. And you end up actually looking bad yourself unless you're around like-minded people that is just as bankrupt in their thinking as you are. We can
Ooh,
keep
you
on
said bankrupt
blaming.
in your thinking. Okay.
I like that.
Yeah. We
I'm
can
feeling it.
keep on blaming, keep on pointing the fingers, or I do what I believe God called us to do, and that's to be the leaders in our communities, be the example setters. And the thing is, it's not easy, and we've went way left in a lot of how we move and do things. But I believe that any community strives better when the men of that community are stand-up men out front doing what they're supposed to do. So,
Yes.
men, let's do what we're supposed to do.
Love it, love it, love it. Good. And I saw that bankrupt in your thinking. I'm gonna use it at
Okay.
some point
Love it.
when I'm
What
talking
what
to
else did you
somebody at some
steal
time.
though? What else did you steal from today's thread?
Listen, let me tell you, mind your business. When you see it as a post, just mind your business. But I do like that. And so even for me, when as the whole time we were having this conversation and going through it, K Michelle Can't Raise a Man was like playing in the back of my mind. That whole CD used to be my jam back in the day. But K Michelle said, "You can't raise a man. He's already grown. What you gonna do?" And then she says, "You wonder why he act like a boy. It's because he wasn't raised right before you." And that is absolutely the truth. Like, so I just want to talk to my sisters. Usually when I'm doing presentations and when I'm talking in the community, I'm talking to women. So I want to just tell you, you cannot fix a man. You can't fix another person, period. You can't make somebody be what you want them to be or act how you want them to act or say what you want them to say. So sometimes you just got to cut them strings and let that go because you hurting yourself by trying to make that relationship work. No matter the time you done put into it, no matter how many people you done introduced this dude to, no matter how many times you done posted about his ass on your social media, let it go. It's okay to walk away from it. And I know that it's honestly, it's embarrassing sometimes because I done tied myself to this person. Sometimes it's hurtful. You know, especially you done invested a lot of time. Sometimes you feel stupid as hell. Like I seen the red flags that we was talking about in the beginning from day one, but I stayed in this thing. But it's okay to step away from it because you cannot fix them. You can't raise a man. So just let it go. And I just want to encourage all my sisters to do that. It's okay. And then make sure you're healthy and whole before you jump into somebody else. And Gerard, to speak to your point, yes, we need the men. We need the men to be the leaders, to be the forefront. Cold Drink, I agree. We need these whole men to be out in front. Independent women over here would love to let go of the reins and let somebody else do this shit because I get tired.
Okay.
I can glasses and sit in the passenger seat and look pretty sometimes.
Cross your legs, sit sideways.
What
Sideways.
I do cross them as I did that.
With your drink in your hand.
Yes, but for real, like, but I need to know that my man is strong enough to hold that position. I need to know that you're sound enough to do those things and in a good, healthy space emotionally to be able to drive this car. Like, I'll let you do it, but I need to know that you ain't finna crash us 2 miles down the road. So yes, agreed. Y'all, thank y'all for the conversation today. We enjoyed it. Everything went amazing. Cold Drink, thank you for coming on with us. Keita, girl, I'm glad that we got everything fixed so you can get in here because we needed you in this conversation.
I think it was Gerard.
He didn't want your input. That's what happened with the H's. Gerard with the H's.
Yeah, don't be trying to show me up on my show. Hey, I appreciate everybody, man.
Yeah.
Man, thank y'all for the
Y'all have
value.
a good night.
Yeah.
Yes, but good show, everybody. Again, our audience, make sure that y'all are sharing it. I don't care if you caught the last 5 minutes of the show. Share it and go back and watch it later. Make sure you telling everybody about the floor is yours and speed dating. Speed date. We want all of the people. We want everybody to come out. But as always, like I say, tell your mom and them and your auntie them and your cousins them. And make sure you tell your haters them. You ain't got to tell them. Just post it on your page and they going to see it because we want them to come out too because we'll take their coins too. But get them to come on out so that we can all kick it together and have a grand old time. All right, y'all. So we love y'all and we will see y'all next time.
Now it's my turn to tell y'all about my big bro Gerard and the podcast crew. From TJ to realist, Miss Cookie the professor, and you can't forget about the inspiration shit. They talk about it all, got advice for us all. You'll never know how deep the talks will go. On the weekdays, the weekends, they be going live with the topics. Then they do the segment where the floor is yours. You can post your comments, you can post your statements, yeah. You can ask your questions, They can help you get your life moving in the right direction. If you need advice on marriage, advice on finance, advice on healing, advice on credit, this the podcast that you need to check out. Go ahead and tune in, you'll feel what I'm talking about.
Baby, I'ma get the floor is yours. Yeah, baby, I mean the floor is yours. Baby, come down to the floor is yours. Let me show you how blue the floor is yours. Hey, the floor is yours. The floor is yours. Na 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 na. The floor is yours. The floor is yours. Na 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 na. The floor is yours.
Yes. Gerard, next time you got to put yourself on the screen too. All right, y'all. See y'all later.
Wednesday move. All right.